Hey YouTube, you ready for pain? Captain Dave Man's ready for pain! Pain because my PV44 in my 2000 Dodge truck has just won out. It's gonna be a pain in my ass, because that's where I keep my wallet. PV44 injection pump. Biggest piece of crap Dodge has ever made. That's right, biggest piece of crap Dodge ever made. Hey, I'm not going to do a full video about removing it and put it back in and all that crap, because I looked and there's 100 of them out there. But I will give you a couple small tips and maybe a shortcut. Now, on most of the videos you see, they remove both sets of injector lines. Not necessary. You just remove the mounting bolt, loosen it up a little bit. There's plenty of slack to pull it to the side and thing. Now I know everybody says you're gonna crack your injector pump, Captain Dave, man. But I tell you what, you're not. I haven't cracked one yet. They're not glass, okay? They're not glass. Anyhow, that'll keep you from having to go all the way hell back there to remove this thing. For pulling the engine that's back there, you'll have to remove that. You'll have to get back there with your little short stubby wrench and remove number 6. It's way in the hell back there. But anyhow, you don't have to do that, man. You don't have to do it. Now I know I'm going to get a lot of comments telling me, oh yes you do. No you don't. I don't have to do it. Never have. I never will. You can do it if you want, but I ain't going to do it. But another thing you might hear that's kind of false on the internet, and I'll tell you what, when you put your puller on there, this is a torque puller, part number CP0101, good tool. You don't have to have it, you can just use any old puller. But when you put your puller on that gear, now you will hear a lot of guys saying, well, you put that puller on that gear, that should push your pump right out. But that pump's been in there, it won't push that pump right out. It's going to pull the pump, the gear away from the pump, and the pump ain't going to budge. You're going to have to get in there and kind of pry around on that pump, get that pump out. Now, what a lot of people are saying is when you remove your pump, make sure you don't drop your bolt and your washer down inside there. You don't want to do that. They're absolutely right. Do not drop that bolt. Do not drop that washer. When you pull it out, you make sure this is up, because you don't want to drop that down in there, because I'm not going to go through and tell you what's going to happen if that drops down in there. You're going to pull that timing chain cover, and you don't want to know. But anyhow, do not drop that. Mark it where it's at so you can come over here and align it with your new pump. Now, this pump is from Thoroughbred Diesel. And I'll tell you what you can. And I would highly recommend to change out your lift pump. Because if that lift pump goes out, it's not going to cool your injector pump properly, and you're going to be out 1,500 bucks. So just replace it. Even if it's working, just replace it. Put a new one in there. It's not worth messing with. And if you get one from Thoroughbred Diesel, they'll come in a kit. They'll come with the pump, and they'll come with the injector pump, and they'll come with the lift pump. And hey, check out the lift pump. Now, I told them I wanted a stock lift pump. Yeah, it's cool, you know, has a cool sticker on it, it looks badass. But I told them I want a stock pump. I wanted a stock pump because I live out in the middle of nowhere. Miles and miles and miles away from a parts store. I mean, everything they sent me to is cool. I can do it. But what I was really just happy with is on your filter housing, off your lift pump, comes over here to your filter housing. It has this little banjo bolt in it. And it had a really cool orifice there to check your pressure coming off of your lift pump. But guess what? When you replace it with their supposedly stock Raptor lift pump, you lose this, because you have to adapt down to this. So here, I'm going to lose my port for checking my pressure of my lift pump, because I got to use this new hardware they sent me. I wasn't really happy about that. What I'll probably do is keep this, and when I get time, I'll get parts to put this guy back on here and adapt it in another direction, because I like having my capabilities of checking the pressure in my lift pump. But that's just about it. You know, like I said, shortcut here. Don't take out your back three injection lines. It's not necessary. Really isn't. That'll save you a little time, a few dirty words. And just remember, when you push this out with your puller, even though they'll tell you, oh, that should push it right out, it's not going to do it, more than likely. If it's been off recently, it might, but if it's a stock pump or it's been on there for a while, it ain't going to push it out. You're going to actually have to pry that dude out with a pry bar or a big screwdriver. But anyhow, I got to get back to work. It's Captain Dave, man. Peace out. God day. Don't believe anybody. Question everything. And I'll see you next time.